Hey everybody, and welcome to another Bookshelf Tuesday. Today we start off with Tea, another classic, Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray, and I haven't read that one. Next up is Matthew Thomas, a really funny British writer. His debut novel Before and After has Exploding Sheep, The End of the World, and Nostradamus. His second novel Terra Firma deals with conspiracy theories and everything to do with that. Steve Tolles is an Australian writer, and A Fraction of the Whole tells a story of a family and their background, and it starts off really good. It's interesting, maybe 3/4 of the way. At the end it lets down a little bit, but it's still worth reading. Salmon Fishing in the Yemen by Paul Today wasn't as I expected, but was a good read after all. It tells a story of the scientist, and he's hired to help this rich sheik or something to install a salmon fishing area in the Yemen, where water is sparse. I have the first two Adrian Mole diaries by Sue Townsend in one volume, and I thought the first one was really hilarious, but the second one I thought was a letdown, and so I didn't continue reading the series. Then I have some more classics. Let's start off with Mark Twain. This is a collection. It contains Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and The Prince Pauper. I also have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn as a Penguin edition, and Roughing It, and Life on the Mississippi. I have to admit I didn't read all of it. I had a class on Mark Twain, but the teacher was so awful that I stopped going. Kurt Vonnegut is the only representative of my V section with Slaughterhouse-Five, and I really like this novel. And more classics. The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde is a story I really like. The Picture of Dorian Gray is a little bit more depressing, but rather intriguing in reading and thinking about it. The next author is Virginia Woolf, and I like her style of writing and the stories she tells. There's To the Lighthouse, Mrs. Dalloway, and Orlando. Going Native by Stephen Wright is an awful novel. I had a class on road movies and road novels, and it's a road novel, but it's so disgusting and vile, and I don't know, I really didn't like the stories. I already told you that I liked everything about All These Things I've Done by Gabrielle Savin. The last author I have is Markus Zusak. The book Thief was one of my best cover buys. I really loved this book. I rushed through it even though it's really big, and I just loved the characters and the story, and it was sad, but it's a great story. I Am the Messenger has an interesting concept. At the end of the book you're like, oh, and it's overwhelming and amazing. The last two books in the shelf are a collection of poems and short stories. So that's the end of all my English bookshelves. I do have some more bookshelves in the apartment, and I'll show them to you, not next week, because I have to work all through the holidays and I won't find time to shoot another video. But I hope you have a very nice week, and I thank you all for watching. Bye bye.